welcome to Dose of Wonder. I'm Caitlin, your guide on this journey through mindfulness, mental health, grief, and personal growth. Each episode will dive into honest explorations and gentle reflections to help you find moments of calm, clarity, and a little bit of wonder too. So grab your favorite cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's get started. Today I'm going to talk about what happens when life throws you completely off balance. When you get that call you weren't expecting, the one that shifts your world in a single breath. June 30th, 2021. I had just gotten a call from my dad, an actual phone call, which never happens. As soon as I saw his name on the screen, I said out loud to my husband, "Oh, my dad's calling. That can't be good." You know that feeling, that immediate intuitive dread that something's wrong even before you pick up. When I answered, I could hear it right away. My dad's voice was shaky, his words caught somewhere between trying to stay calm and not being able to. My spidey sense was right. My Uncle Don, who lived in Ontario, had passed away the night before. A sudden heart attack. Instant. No warning, no long illness, no chance for goodbyes. Just gone. I felt as if the rug had been pulled out from underneath me. Total destabilization. One of those moments when the air goes thin and everything you were doing a minute ago suddenly feels irrelevant. To really feel the size of that loss, you need to know who my uncle was. Uncle Don was big, loud, the kind of person who filled a room with his energy. A giant teddy bear with a long ponytail and a love of Harleys, always wearing his leather vest, always the life of the party. He was also an adventurer, a scuba diver who had escaped Ontario's bleak winters for the tropics, diving into those life-filled oceans, always coming home with stories. And now, suddenly, silence. The contrast was jarring. Someone so full of vitality and noise, suddenly replaced by this impossible quiet. But this wasn't the first loss of the year. Just 6 months earlier, in January, my Aunt Denise, my Uncle Don's sister, had passed away from colon cancer. She was 62. Her death was a long, slow kind of heartbreak, the kind you see coming. You start preparing, in theory, but the preparation doesn't make the final moment any softer. And now, only months later, Uncle Don. A brick wall appearing out of nowhere. That pairing, one long goodbye, one instant disappearance, threw me into this spiral of thought about the different ways we experience death. How one gives you time to brace yourself and say the things that need saying, while the other just cuts you clean in half without warning. When I hung up the phone, I just sat there, tears running down my face, thinking about the fragility of life, how incredibly thin the line is between here and not here. My dad said something like, "I guess we're just getting to that stage of life where these things happen." And he's right. But still, I wasn't ready to realize that with Uncle Don gone, my mom's entire side of the family was gone too. He was the last of them, the eldest among his siblings, my mom, my aunt, and him. Now all three were gone. It hit me in this deep and quiet way. I suddenly realized that there's no one left of the McNeils. There are people connected. My dad, my aunt who married my uncle who married my aunt, but none of them are blood. None are the original branch. It's strange to sit with that, to feel the lineage thinning out, to recognize that a whole generation of stories, voices, and shared language has ended. I have a younger brother, and I guess one day he'll be the last of us, the last of the days, which was my name before I got married. And I can imagine how strange it must feel to be orphaned as an adult, to realize you're the only one left who remembers what the house smelled like growing up, or how your mother laughed when she was trying not to. I'm not there yet, thankfully, but I can feel the edges of it, that surreal awareness of being the last person who remembers things exactly as they were. It's not just about losing people you love, it's losing the keepers of your story. Death is surreal that way. One minute you're here, breathing, existing, planning your next grocery trip, and the next you're not. Life is as fragile as a single breath, as fleeting as one heartbeat. It's black and white. You're here or you're not. There's no in-between. And I think that's why it's so hard to comprehend. We live in the gray, in nuance and maybes and possibilities. But death doesn't offer that. It's absolute. We humans aren't built for that kind of change. We like transitions we can manage, gentle shifts, gradual endings. Even when someone's been sick for a long time, that final moment still lands like a punch to the gut, a slap to the face. It wakes you up, shakes you up, tears you apart into a million tiny pieces, like confetti shot out of a cannon. That's how I felt after the phone call, completely scattered, trying to figure out where to even start picking up the pieces, knowing I'd never find them all again. That's the thing about grief. You can't really put things back the way they were. You want to, desperately, but you can't. So how do you come to terms with it? You take your time. You have patience with yourself, with the exhaustion, the confusion, the moments when you think you're fine until a smell or a song reminds you that you're not. You don't rush to sweep up those paper fragile pieces of yourself, because if you do, you'll lose some of them in the process. You have to be gentle, slow, careful. Eventually, you'll gather them back. Maybe not all of them, and certainly not in the same way, but enough to create a new shape, something resembling normal. A different normal. That's what grief is, I think. The art of building a new normal from fragments of the old one. And maybe that's the quiet truth of loss. It doesn't just break us, it changes who we are. When you lose the people who made you, you also inherit the responsibility to carry what they left behind. You become the keeper of the stories, the holder of memory. It's both heavy and holy work. I think that's what I'm realizing now, that when someone dies, the story doesn't end. It just changes hands. So if you're going through something similar, if life has pulled the rug out from under you and scattered you into pieces, please be patient with yourself. Don't rush to make it tidy. Grief isn't meant to be efficient. Take your time. Be gentle. And when you're ready, start gathering the pieces, one by one. They won't fit together the way they used to, but that's okay. You're not the same person you were before either. You're building something new. And that, I think, is the quiet miracle of being human, our ability to keep going even when we've been remade by loss. And that's it for this week's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week, I'll be getting back into life as an introvert. Until next time, thanks for listening, and don't forget to live with a dose of wonder.
In the stillness, we begin, with stories stitched in softer skin. A spark, a sigh, a breath of